Welcome back, everybody, to the final part of this. It's episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Originally called Revenge of the Jedi, before Lucas realized that it's a little bit too mean. You know, George Lucas, he knows what to do. He knows that Empire sucks, right? Yeah, right. But Return of the Jedi came out in 1983. It is a 79 and a 95 on the tomato meter, so dip down for the critic scale, but staying pretty much the same when it comes to the audience score. I'm surprised about that. 'Cause overall impressions, I don't think Return of the Jedi measures up. I think there's a lot of falls here, and I gotta talk about those in a few minutes or so. But Return of the
You're just
Jedi,
holding a grudge against the Ewoks.
a little bit. There's two main problems with this. Ewoks are one of them. The other one's the beginning of the movie. It's the beginning and the end. Everything in the middle was awesome. But Calen, what do you think about Return of the Jedi? You were older now when you're watching this. I assume you saw it in theaters, so you're right around the prime age for the Ewoks and everything.
Oh yeah, I was 6 years old when this one came out, and like I said, after going to see Empire Strikes Back in the theater, when you're a kid, years go by much slower, so it seemed like forever between them. And this was so highly anticipated, not just by me, but by everybody. And so when I finally got to go and see, we got to see what Jabba the Hutt looked like. We got to see what happened, because the Death Star, what was going on with that. And, the Ewoks were kind of cool, but overall it was just because we knew that this was going to be the end. This was it. This was the final. So what's going to happen is just not knowing. And it was just so highly anticipated. And I was more excited ahead of time about this than any of them, even episode 1. I don't know if it necessarily lived up to it, but I was very, very much anticipating it.
Angie, did you see this one in theaters?
No, again, the same as the others. My mom made me watch it, and I have no idea how old I really was.
Math will tell you.
You were 1.5 when it came out.
You still could have seen it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
What was your first impression of Return of the Jedi?
There were parts I really liked, like Leia's slave outfit.
Who dislikes that?
I know, right?
I loved Jabba the Hutt, like just what he looks like and like how he died. But this was definitely my least favorite one.
Shaun, what about you? First impressions of Return of the Jedi, were you still in chickenpox mode?
I was still in chickenpox mode. I did all 3 in one day. Covered in oatmeal. Trying to stop from scratching. I never admits. And I didn't enjoy this one as much. I think it's because of my attention span.
Well, after watching the 2 other ones, I could see that.
But out of the 3, I would say this is the weakest. I thought the beginning, like you said, was a bit off. And I don't know, I just overall don't generally enjoy this one.
Still to this
Like,
day?
I enjoy it more than the prequels, like, don't get me wrong, but out of the 3, if I don't have to watch one of them, it'd be this one.
I can see what you mean. Because I gotta say, this is a downside, kind of. Return of the Jedi doesn't work as well. And again, I said before, I'll bring it up in more detail here. There's 2 parts to this movie that I don't like. Beginning and the end. Well, not so much the end, or the Ewoks at the end. That's it. But the beginning of this movie, similar to A New Hope, it just goes on way too long. It's like they spent too much time on Tatooine in these films. The Jabba the Hutt stuff, that's a good, like, third of the film. And it's just to get Han back. Like, that could have been 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
It's weird, too. Like, now that we watch the special editions, we gotta sit through that Max Rebo crap.
Oh, I pretend that doesn't exist.
Even before that,
when I watch it now, I do have to skip past the musical number.
I don't blame you because it's terrible. It's one of the worst things out of all 6 films combined. Like, I would rather watch a Jar Jar scene than that.
Yep.
Damn it, Lucas. But even before they introduced that, it still was just too much. The idea that they're like torturing the droids and it does that like it screams in pain when it's got the branding iron on it or whatever. And Boba Fett's death is like so lame.
Yeah, I really didn't like that part.
Well, his quote unquote death, you know. I don't believe that actually killed him.
Better not. He better be
Boba
better than that. It is kind of
Boba
weird
Fett.
though. Somebody on Reddit mentioned it, and sorry I can't credit you because I didn't write down your name, but it's kind of cool though if you look at it that in Attack of the Clones, Jango Fett's jetpack doesn't fire when he expects it to, and in Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett's fires when he doesn't expect it to. So they both
Yeah.
are screwed over by their jetpacks in the opposite way.
And to be fair, right, he is still alive. They do say that you're gonna be digested over 1,000 years. So technically, he's still alive inside.
Yeah, I
him.
think he's got the skills and technical abilities to get out of there alive.
Yeah.
In fact, I would not be surprised to see him in Episode 7.
Oh, I wouldn't be either.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be or not. I haven't read those spoilers, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, damn it, that's Rey's real name. She's Boba Fett.
Ray Fett.
Ray Fett, yeah.
It just feels like filler to me, though. That whole intro thing. You need to get Han back, of course, because he's back into the film. They never killed him off like the original intention was going to be. But it takes way too long. And it's kind of like the movie we need to go capture Han, confirm that Vader's the dad, and then we go right into the final part. It's sort of, I don't know, it falls victim to the same thing that a lot of the third film in a trilogy does, where it's all action.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. I mean, action's fun, but there's not as much story.
I'll agree.
Anybody want to argue against that point?
No, I
No?
totally agree. I think that's right. I mean, it's basically, we get them rescuing Han at Jabba's palace, and I liked a lot of the stuff with Jabba's palace, but then like most of the movie after that is just Endor.
Fucking Endor, man.
Agreed. Fucking Endor.
Fucking Endor.
Yeah.
Christ.
I'm going to correct you here. The forest moon of Endor.
Oh,
Aw.
who gives a fuck? It's just, alright. It's
Showing my
fucking
I
nerd
Endor.
like
credit
the
here.
action on it, and because of my age and as a cute little girl, I liked the Ewoks.
How modest to say that you're a cute little girl at that age. So I was this darling, perfect little kid.
I was.
Well, that brings us into the Ewoks thing. I've been shitting on them every now and then, and I'm going to continue to shit on them. Little bears. Really?
Exactly.
It's all
That
marketing.
is exactly
dude.
what they were. Yeah.
Those stormtroopers should have mowed those little fuckers down.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous how they were able to stand and fight the fucking Empire.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of
He-
ridiculous.
He even specifically says, too, an entire legion of my finest troopers, or whatever the exact quote is. The best stormtroopers are being bested by little bears with sticks.
And
I
rocks.
definitely think that's the beginning of the marketing.
Mm-hmm. Originally, he wanted to have the Wookiees, which would have been
Mhm.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That I could have bought, because those are badass. They rip the arms out of sockets. They have crossbows that shoot laser beams somehow. And it's just like little tiny bears. I don't know. I can't.
Judge them by their size, do you?
Damn right I do. Judge them by their inability to swing something around without hitting themselves in the freaking head.
Okay, yeah, that is kind of ridiculous.
And the fact that they worship C-3PO as well.
I know, the most annoying character out of the bunch is the one that's the god to them.
But he was shiny.
Well, so was R2.
So is Luke's
But not
lightsaber,
gold.
you know?
Mhm.
Yub-nub. Fucking yub-nub.
Victory
Thank God they wrote
celebration
that
all the way.
song out. Yeah, thank God they wrote that song out.
Yeah, Calen.
Victory Celebration probably works better and is more appropriate, but Yub Nub is classic. Come on.
Yeah.
Yub
Nah,
Nub's
screw
awful.
Yub Nub. Yub Nub's on there with Jar Jar.
Yeah, I agree with Tony on that.
There's the age discrepancy of whether or not you love Yum Nub.
Nah. I prefer Yub Nub.
So from one thing that I don't, people are 50-50 on Ewoks, but I think everybody's 100% on this other character, Akbar.
Oh, yeah.
It's a trap.
What a great line.
Technically, Leia said it first.
Yeah, she did.
Mhm.
An Empire.
But that's not who she was.
She wasn't an admiral then.
That's true.
Admiral Akbar's coming back in Force Awakens. I hope he says it's a trap.
Oh, I mean,
No.
No, they better not do that.
They better not.
Oh, I want him to say it's a
Someone
trap and
around
then die.
him should say it, but not him.
Somebody around him says it's a trap and he goes, hey.
Yeah, he should
my
be
line.
in the
That's
scene
my line.
when it's
What's,
said or something similar. But if he says it, that'll ruin it.
What's Lando's monkey Down syndrome partner called?
Lobot?
Is it Lobot?
Is it Lobot or is it...
Neon Numb? That guy? Which one are you talking about?
The guy in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, that guy.
Neon Numb, I think.
The one
I
that's
do
like...
not remember.
Yeah, he's great.
None, but
He
there we go.
reminds me of a Down syndrome monkey. It's great.
Down syndrome monkey.
That's a lot more offensive than what I always used to think he looked like, which was a stack of
Yeah.
pancakes.
Here we go. I just shared the link. That's who you're talking about, right?
Niem Numb.
Yeah.
I like how he thinks things are funny, though. People are dying around him, and he's like...
He's just laughing. Yeah, he's great.
What a fucking weirdo. No, I thought you were talking about Lobot from Empire. Which I get him and Lot Dodd confused a lot.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, the one that Calen said. Yeah, yeah, Down syndrome monkey.
With pancakes for a helmet.
Oh.
How
You
weird
guys
is it, though,
are-
seeing that guy and Lando piloting the Millennium Falcon instead of Chewie and Han?
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Now, originally, they were going to die. There was a whole bunch of people that were going to die. Lando was going to die, and Han was going to die at one point. Obviously, they went with not killing them off, but would it have made sense to kill them?
I don't think they wanted to do that to the audience, but storyline wise, I think so, in a way.
See, I think Han dying would have been too much, but Lando, I could have bought into it.
Yeah.
Mhm. But then
Or-
you wouldn't have had him clapping at the end during Yub Nub.
Or maybe Wedge, if Wedge would have died. Since Wedge was able to, survive 1 and 2, technically, I guess.
But- Technically, a lot of those little alien people that we never saw who collected the data died.
Yeah, many Bothans died.
Yeah, mini boffins. What the fuck are mini boffins?
Not mini Bothans, many Bothans.
Mini
We already
Muppets?
had mini bears. We don't need mini Bothans. They look like wolves, I think, if I remember correctly, Bothans.
Yep.
Like wolf people or something. Maybe is that the wolf guy in the cantina? Is that a Bothan? Maybe.
I don't believe so.
I need to see a close-up picture.
Let's see what Wikipedia says.
I love that. That's Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't believe so.
No, they don't have a real picture of him.
Mon Mothma, they finally introduced a second woman into the mix, which was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Finally.
Realized one of your big flaws.
But yet, still only one black guy.
Oh, now I know why they didn't kill him. It wasn't a horror story. You can't kill off the only black guy.
Ah,
Yeah, that's true. Watch out, Finn. Lando's son. Or Mace Windu's son, if you're according to Samuel L. Jackson. Sam Jackson's awesome. We had Death Star number 2. And I mentioned this before. A little bit underwhelming that it's just another Death Star. And this one's more powerful. Oh yeah? Well, I don't see you blowing up any planets.
I think they should have changed the looking of it just a little bit.
I mean, it did look
Or-
different, but I think it should have had some kind of upgraded capabilities.
It
Yeah.
looked half built.
You should have been able to see it.
Right, but that thing was operational. It wasn't half built.
It's also not a moon. It's a space station. I don't know. I mean, I think that they could have done something a little bit different. Maybe instead of having the Death Star that they needed to explode, maybe they just were going to do like a campaign on the headquarters or something. Like that would have been kind of cool to see Coruscant. Well, Coruscant didn't technically exist,
Right.
but you know, like maybe they do like an attack on Imperial HQ. I don't know. I do like the lightsaber duel at the end, though. That's one of the best parts.
Mhm.
And I don't like it as much as the one from Empire if I'm going original trilogy, but there's some good parts to it. When Luke flips out, the music in that's awesome, and Vader toying around, you know, maybe sister is going to turn into the Jedi, the Sith that we want, that kind of thing. Nice little manipulation on that.
Yeah.
Big fan of it. Even more so than the lightsaber duel, though, probably one of my favorite parts of this whole film is that a couple of scenes before that when he says, you know, you made a new lightsaber, and he says, yeah, I still feel the good in you, and it's too late for me. That kind of thing. I love that. Just the idea that he's even turning around that point, and you can tell that Vader's still good.
Mhm.
Yeah. I really liked how important the story was and what happened in the end.
The turn to the light side.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
turn in which you found out and just what happened with it.
So does the prophecy maybe like neuter that a little bit to anybody? Because I've heard that argument.
How so?
That it was better when he just turned to the good side instead of having something that would say that he would.
I think he just realized that Luke Skywalker was his son, and after all these years of the Emperor lying to him, he finally sussed out that Padme was still alive, and he was just pissed. And he was like, damn, I could have carried on hitting that booty.
To be fair, it wasn't damn, it was no.
Uh,
God, I hate that they added that in there. But what do you guys think about the death of the Emperor? Or actually, you know, in general, too. This is the first time I ever saw the
don't
Emperor.
think the Emperor is dead.
Oh, he's totally dead.
I think he did what Luke Skywalker did and went down a little cubby hole and escaped. And then he trained up this new dude to be the Emperor's new bitch. Or he cloned Darth Vader or some shit. And that's why this guy looks like Adrian Christensen from the back. I swear to God, if it is Adrian Christensen, right, I'm going to slip my wrist there and then in the movie theater.
Who's Adrian Christensen?
That's what I was wondering.
His brother.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about the Emperor? And, you know, we get the introduction of him and his death. I mean, we technically sort of saw him in Empire, but different actor, better actor, one that's not made out of monkeys. And, you know, this guy's got force lightning. Like, we never saw that before, and he gets punked out by being thrown down a shaft.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I loved the appearance of the Emperor, and you know, it was kind of leading up to that. You know, like you were talking about in Empire Strikes Back. You know, they had the weird looking Emperor that they eventually replaced, but actually seeing him there and seeing how much power he had, because Darth Vader was like the end all be all of bad guys until we found out about this Emperor, and then Darth Vader's subservient to this Emperor. So kind of seeing him and how he was pulling the strings, I think was awesome, you know, and seeing the dynamic of the relationship between Vader and Palpatine, and then eventually how Vader ended up turning on Palpatine at the end. That was huge.
Do you know by any chance how much power he had?
Unlimited power.
Oh.
Terrible line. I hate it so much. Angie, what were your thoughts on seeing the Emperor for the first time and his death scene? Fitting end?
Oh, definitely. It was just so amazing and just, you know, shocking to me, and I loved seeing it. And then, of course, you know, like every other movie, the bad guy had to lose.
Yeah, see, no Revenge of the Sith double depressing ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We get victory celebration, we get little Ewok bears banging on the heads of stormtroopers.
I wish George Lucas kept with his original idea of
About
Luke
Luke
putting the
turning?
Darth Vader mask on. I think that would have been pretty cool.
I think that would have been too depressing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then, like, where do you go from there? Like, who would stop Luke?
I know overall with the
Nobody.
Emperor though,
Nobody. He just becomes. They're like,
He
well, we
destroys,
finally
he
got rid of
destroys all the planets because he didn't get his goddamn power converter in the first episode.
I don't know. I wasn't super happy with how the Emperor died. I mean, I can't necessarily off the top of my head think of a better way that he should have died, but just throwing him down like that, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that. I didn't like how he died, but I don't have anything else really.
But the Force lightning, that was cool, seeing that for the first time.
Yeah, I don't know if I can think of a better alternative. Like, if they were to redo it or whatever. Because if you went too crazy and had, like, a lightsaber duel or whatever, it'd be a little bit weird. Like, what makes it so powerful is the idea that he just turns and then immediately kills him.
Maybe an additional power that we hadn't seen before, because he had the Force choke, and then we see the Force lightning. Maybe some other kind of, something similar along those lines. Yeah.
Oh, maybe something like he just sort of concentrates and blows up the Emperor. Like,
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
some kind of power that he didn't even know he had.
mhm.
That suddenly
Darth
is
Vader,
released.
right, is kind of retarded. Okay,
Ugh.
the dude's got a lightsaber, and yet he still picks up bloody what's his name, Palpatine, and throws him down the fucking hole. Why didn't he just use his lightsaber and stab him in the back?
Oh, he can't. It fell down that shaft after Luke chopped it off.
Well, he can still use the Force to bring you back up.
I think at that point he's sitting there going, "Where did that go? All right, it's gonna take a while to come back up the shaft." And
Why didn't he use Luke's lightsaber?
Luke threw it away.
Because Luke is an idiot. You can still use the Force and bring that bitch back up,
Yeah, but why didn't he use Palpatine's lightsaber? Because that one's still around, right?
Yeah, that one's still around. I mean, we never saw him get rid of it.
Because that
You
one's
could
red,
still-
and at that point he was like, I don't like red anymore. I want
It
blue
could still
back.
be in the back pocket.
No,
like,
he had too much power. He didn't need his lightsaber.
It would have been kind of cool though, maybe like a Force like disintegration or something. Like he, sort of, you see like the Emperor, like maybe his body parts are like flying off or something. Like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Force disintegration. So that would have made it ironic when he said to Boba Fett, "No disintegrations.
He's like, that's my wheelhouse.
Don't steal my gimmick."
Oh.
So rounding us out here.
and hang on, he still knows the Force push because he did it in episode 3.
Well, maybe he's using the Force push to keep him going down the shaft.
Yeah. That's it.
Like there's artificial gravity, and he would have been like floating or something, differently. But he throws him down and then Force pushes him into the little energy thing. Just as a little fuck you kind of. He's like, that opera was boring. Fuck you. So we end this off with for the longest time we thought that this was it. That was the end of the Star Wars story. Now we got episode 7 coming out. Do you guys think it's a good idea for them to continue on, or should this have been just that's it?
At this point, I don't know. I mean, forever I thought that they were only going to make the 3, and then they said they're going to do a new trilogy, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then they were saying forever that that's it. They're never going to make any more, and now they're saying they're making more. Until I see all of the new ones and kind of go over it, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping for the best, but they could be terrible. They could be fantastic. At this point, it's still too early to say. I think they weren't necessary, but hopefully they add to the story and don't diminish it.
Hopefully there's no crazy retcons too.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they make it to where it was like, well, let's redo the Ewoks to be Wookiees.
At least I hope they don't, retcon anything like, on the level of midi-chlorians, something like that like something that was always going on in the other 6 movies that was never mentioned. And then, oh, by the way, it's this stupid reason why all this happened,
They're going to pull out a scroll and it's going to be the prophecy and the other half of the prophecy.
And it was written by C-3PO. Come on.
Oh.
Prophecy, the one who will bring balance to the Force. ... We We just never read the rest of it, and then the rest is ... And also in episode 8, like,
Yeah.
I guess that's it though. I mean, the Return of the Jedi, we get the so-called end of the story. We don't know how it's going to continue, so we can't really talk about where it goes into, but a couple days from now, we're going to be able to see that. And of course, we'll give you our review points and stuff about that when it comes down to it, but we need to round this up with Return of the Jedi 0 to 10. Anything else you guys want to mention? Calen?
Nothing else I really want to mention as far as the movie goes. My rating overall, I'd say this is the weakest of the original trilogy, but it's still higher than the prequels rather. I'm going to give this one, I'm split between 7.5 or 8, somewhere in that range. I gave episode 3 a 7.5. I think this is either on the
7.5.
Yeah, maybe somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere it's either on the same plane as episode 3 or slightly higher, but it's definitely nowhere as good or as high rated as episodes 4 and 5. So I will say 7 3/4.
Angie?
I'm going to give it a 7, and it is that high because of the end scene and the whole thing with the Emperor, Darth Vader turning, Luke and the problem he has deciding. But I think some parts of the other parts of the movie just went on too long.
Jabba.
Yeah.
Not enough Slave Leia.
I didn't say I liked it. I just liked her outfit.
So what was your 0 to 10?
You said 7.
7? So we got around the 70 range. Shaun, what do you think? Is this about a 7? Upper, higher?
I would have given this a 7, as long as they didn't mess around with the fucking ghosts at the end.
Oh yeah.
I'm not counting the
bullshit.
changes in the special edition. I'm not.
I ain't giving I'm counting the fucking changes. I ain't giving this a fucking 6. It would have been great. Just get rid of Christensen. Just get rid of him. Get rid of him. And then you get up a score.
See, I gotta go around like the 6 range too. I think that Return of the Jedi is sort of on par with Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace has a better story and better action, but it just doesn't mean as much as Return of the Jedi, so it sort of loses a little bit on that kind of translation. But weakest of all the original trilogy, totally agree with Calen on that one. And I'm kind of okay with the idea that they're continuing the story. So I'm just now worried that I hope that we get more Empire with a little bit of prequels mixed in. If we get Empire and Revenge of the Sith, then I'm cool. But if we get the boring parts of A New Hope and the boring parts of Return of the Jedi and anything marketing towards kids, then I'm going to get worried.
Yeah.
But that's it then for Star Wars. That's it for episode 21 of the movie club. Thankfully, there's not 21 movies yet for us to go through, because we're not going to do that in one shot ever. I guarantee that. But overall, last thoughts about this. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? And is there anything that you want to plug? Shaun? Take off the mute.
Thank you. My favorite episode has to be The Empire Strikes Back. Or A New Hope. Or I might get shot in the foot for this one, episode 3. Just because of the ending. But plugs, facebook.com/Premier Pals. If you want to send me hate mail, that will be my Twitter, which I'm sure Tony will link at the bottom. Or if you want to send my hate mail towards me for sport, that will be at Premier Pals. Also, we got episode 9 up. That's live over on the YouTube. Just YouTube search Premier Pals or Happy Pope Gaming Productions. It's all on one channel. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. I might be doing some Twitch streaming. I'll let you all know about that in the near future.
Calen?
Like we said before, I agree. Number 5, Empire Strikes Back. Favorite movie of all time. Gave it a 10. And that is the highest point of Star Wars, in my opinion. So, as far as plugs go, you can follow me on the Twitter at Calen Ferris. And if you want to send me spoilers on there, feel free, because I won't be checking it until after I see the new movie.
Bruce Willis dies at the end.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Bruce Willis is really Rey. Angie?
Just like Caitlin, my favorite has always been Empire Strikes Back and probably always will be. And I am doing absolutely nothing right now. So
No plugs.
no plugs.
You're currently doing a podcast.
That's true.
Yours.
Yeah. So, my favorite is Attack of the Clones. I'm kidding.
Ah.
No, I'm going to round this out with Empire, too. I mean, Empire is just, it's Empire.
Unanimous.
Yeah. It's hard to argue against anybody that says it's the best. And for my plugs, obviously, go check out the rest of everything that's coming your way from fanboysanonymous.com. If you've been interested in the Star Wars stuff, there are still more Star Wars things coming. Surprisingly, there's more that we can tap that well for. But go back and check out some of the other things as well. We did our group meeting about the special editions and the original cut. If you haven't watched that yet, we got a couple of articles about things like what they should be doing for Rogue One. We got a Wed Better Dead coming up soon, so the people that are into Slave Leia, that's going to be interesting. There's going to be that Fanboys Fix It. And then once Force Awakens comes out, we're going to get the Minuteman review, the review point, anything else that's happening there, making the grade review as well. 3 reviews, at the very least, for that movie are going to happen. So lots of Star Wars to round out Star Wars month. And you got to make sure that you follow Facebook and Twitter and the YouTube and iTunes and Stitcher and the website itself to get all of that. If you're interested in the wrestling side of things of A Mango Tree, go to smarkoutmoment.com and follow everything there. Keep your eyes peeled for an all-talk show. You never know when that's going to happen either. And just follow Tony Mango and A Mango Tree on Facebook, Twitter, and all those other avenues, and you'll see anything else I want to throw out there. So, for episode 21, December 2015 of the Monthly Movie Club, thank you to all the panelists. Thank you to all you listening. Leave those comments below. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and keep on watching movies.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm too old for this.
Good day, sir!
You stay classy, San Diego.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I'm finished.
That'll do, Pete. That'll do. Hasta la vista, baby.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get late!
You're still here? It's over. Go home.